Hello, 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 everyone. This is Kathy. And I'm here today with an easy project for a pocketed, layered pocket insert for your journal. And here's what it looks like. It's several pockets that are made with flaps that are fitted into a holder that will fit right into your journal. And you can make, I could have put more pockets in here, but I thought these 4 were plenty. And let me show you how it would fit into a journal. Let's see. Find a spot. Here's a spot. And what you would do, you would take this and put glue around on the back of that, and it would sit in your journal just like this. If you didn't want the tabs to show, then you'd simply make this a little smaller or make it so that the tab doesn't stick out as far. And it would go just like that. I kind of like different pieces jutting out from my journal, so I'm not worried about that. And then you can use all the pockets, and then you still have writing space back here. Okay, so that's what we'll be doing. So let me put this away. Whoop. This journal I'm showing you putting stuff in is a journal that I use when I just do a lot of samples and stick them in there. Okay, you're going to need definitely a bone folder or an edge of a ruler. You're going to need probably a ruler. I'm using my paper cutter, and you're going to need a scoreboard, or you can use a ruler and a tool to make nice crisp edges. And I'm also going to be using this. It's a tab. It makes tabs. You don't absolutely need this, but I'm going to be using it. And I'll be using double-sided 8x8 paper. You can use, and I also have some scraps I'll be using. So I'm going to start with this. First, I'm going to make this outer edge. And I want it to be as high as my journal. My journal is 8 inches tall. So let me see if I have a scrap. I do. So I'm going to take my cutter, and you'll notice on the one that I made, this is about 1 1/4 inches. So that means the whole piece is 2 1/2 before I fold it. So I'm going to cut off 2 1/2 inches. Put my scrap down, and I'm going to fold this. Let me see which way. I'm going to fold it this way and fold it in half. Let me use my scoreboard to fold it in half. And I'm folding it half at 1 1/4. Okay. So right here, let me make that nice and crisp. And all my pockets are going to fit in here. Next, I'm going to cut out the 4 pockets. 1, 2, 3. I might even cut out 5 pockets. I want another little one over here. So You can cut them any size that you want. I'm going to keep to these approximate sizes. This one is about 3 1/4. So let me grab some paper. And I think I can cut one out of this and one out of this. And if it's 3 1/4 going this way, that means I need about 7 1/2 inches so I can fold it over. I also will need about 1/2 inch to serve as the flap, and I'll show you what I mean. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out 7 1/2 inches. And I'm cutting 2 pieces because I want to make 2 pockets. 7 1/2 inches, and this is about 2 1/4 inches high. So we have 7 1/2 inches, 2 1/4, and 2 1/4 equals 4 1/2, but I want to add 1/2 inch, so it's 5 inches I need, which I don't think I have enough. That was 7. Let's see. I'll have to make it a little shorter than I had anticipated. That's okay. Okay. That's 5 inches. And this is even going to be smaller. But I do want to even it up. Okay. So now what I want to do, I'm going to take my scoreboard. Let me move all this out of the way. Take my 2 pockets. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold them in half. So I want to fold them just like I'm not going to use my scoreboard. And the other one in half as well. Okay. So now what I want to do is grab my piece here. I want to figure out what kind of flap I need. I want to make my flap at least 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. So I'm going to make it like this, but that means I need to do a few things. First, I'm going to trim this to make it even. Just like that. I'm going to then, I think what I'll do is, I do need this. I'm going to put my fold in at 1/2 inch. I mean my score line in at 1/2 inch. Just like that. And even though it's folded like that, I don't have to worry about doing anything to this side. I'm going to fold this in, give it a nice crisp fold, and I want to glue my pocket. So down the side and across the bottom. Let me get all this out of your way. Whoops. And then what we want to do is notch this. Just like that. And I think on this time I'm going to round the corners on the pockets. I kind of like the way that looks. So this is going to sit in this just like that. Just like that. But I want to ink the edges. Don't really need to do that side. Just like that. And while I'm here, I'm going to ink this. Okay. So that's one pocket that's going to go in here. Now I'm going to make the other pocket, and my other pocket's actually going to go down at the other end. And I want this pocket to be a top-facing pocket. So I am going to crease this side, score this side, add a 1/2 inch as well. And I'm going to round the corners. Okay, and notch it. Crease it well. And ink-a-dink-a-doo. So now I have something that looks like this and this. And I'll put this down a little bit so that when I have something in there, it doesn't peek over the top of the journal. Just like that. Okay, Now I want to make a couple more pockets. I want to make one that's kind of mid-size between. I'll make a smaller one here, I think. A nice small one. And about this size. Let me grab a different color. As I said, you can put any size pockets in that you'd like. So, let's do it like this. Score it. Also at a 1/2 inch. Crease it. And I think this will go somewhere around here. And I'm also going to put a side pocket in. I'm going to glue it first. A little uneven, so let me even it up. It's going to go in like this. Going to notch it. And round the corners. Try this one again. Okay. And ink it up. And that'll go somewhere around here. Into this. Probably just like that. And now I need one larger pocket in the back. We use this striped piece. And this is 8 inches tall. So I'm going to fold it in half. Score it at a 1/2 inch for the flap. And make it nice and crisp. And we're going to glue it down the sides. There isn't really a need to put it across the bottom because we have that fold in the flap, but Why not? And make sure that glue all gets good in there. And let's notch it on the side. And ink it. Oops, I need to round these corners as well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this in here, and I'm gluing it in under the front flap. Move all this. So I'm first going to go with this one. And we'll put it around there. Then we have let's see. You kind of have to play with it to figure out where it looks best for you. I kind of like it up here a little bit. So, just like that. I want to go back in here and keep flattening this a little bit. And then I have another one. I'm going to put on this side. I want to make it almost go up to the end, but remember, not to the end, because I don't want it to stick over so much. Stick over the top of the journal. Okay. And last but not least is this longer one. And that's going to go at the very back, lined up. I'm going to make sure these don't, whoop, I forgot to glue this one. Okay, so we have something that looks like this. I have a pocket here, a pocket here, a pocket here, and a large pocket in the back. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to glue this down. where your bone folder comes in handy. You keep doing this because you really want to make your pockets flat, as flat as you can. So now I have something that looks like this. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want to make some cards for these. So let's see what I've got. I have this. I can make a little card for this one, and I'm going to kind of eyeball it using a pencil. Just like right there. Okay. Okay, that works. I'm going to cut it about right here. I'm going to round the corners. If I can find my corner rounder. I know it's right in front of me, of course. Of course. And that's going to go in here. Just like that, and I'm going to make a tab for it. I have some leftover, so I'm going to stick it in my tab punch and make a tab for the card, just like that. I'm putting the tab pretty much right in the center. And these cards, what I'm going to do eventually is I'm going to probably collage them. So that's going to go there with a little tab. Another one's going to go here. I want a lighter color. And the same thing, I'm going to kind of just guesstimate. Let me even it up. And I think that'll do. And figure out how short I need to make it. Okay, and we'll make it right about there. It's always crooked, no matter where, how. Okay, now around these corners. And add a tab. I might have some leftovers here. And I want to put that in the middle as well. If you don't have a tab punch, you simply cut it by hand. They're easy enough. And we'll put that one there. And I need one here. I want to add a little color, so I want to see if I have any leftover enough. I think I might. So we'll put it here. Here. And here. Okay. So let's see. I think that will work. It's a little crooked. Around the corners. And add a tab. See if I can get one out of the scrap. I think I can. And I'll keep that all in the same color. I'll put it in the middle. Add some ink. going to go there. And one more in the back. So let's use this color. And we're going to do this high. And I think I can use the cutter for this. I lost my bearings. Okay. Okay, I'm going to cut it down a little bit more. Around the corners. Add a tab. Add one right here. That'll work. It would have been easier just to use this. And we'll put it right there. And that's going to go right there. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to get rid of all these papers and such, is I want to add some eyelets to these. You know what I did? I forgot to ink it. Let me ink it while I'm thinking of it. Okay, so I'm going to add some eyelets to this. To the tabs. So I'm going to add some holes first. This one I'm going to add right to the center. This one I'm going to add to the bottom. This I'm going to add to the top. And this one over to the right. Take out some eyelets. And if I choose to add some charms later, but I might not. I just like the look of eyelets. Kind of gives it a grungy look, which is what I like. Vintagey, grungy. Come on. Okay. Now, I think I had some let me show you how this would go in my journal. As I told you in the beginning, we'll put it right here. Right here, rather. Just going to put glue here. Right up to the signature, the end of the page. Make sure it's down really well. I think that looks so cool. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this off of the front. I'm going to clip it here. This is beautiful. And now you could decorate the outside, collage it, definitely collage the cards or do something with them to create a journal spot. But that'll do it. I hope you enjoyed this simple insert, making this simple insert for your journal. It adds a lot of writing space and interest. Okie doke. Thanks for watching. You have a good one. Bye.